Today on an all-new Dr. Phill.
I'm about ready for you to get up off my hair and out of my face.
Some people create chaos.
You pulled a screwdriver and tried to stab a woman.
I did.
Just for the thrill of it.
You've been thrown out of clubs, restaurants, nail salons. You got a problem.
Why is that cool for you to say that? Because you're a doctor.
They're drama queens.
If you can't accept me for who I am, then get out of my world.
And proud of it.
I'm already done saying what I had to say to you.
Who left you in charge? This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
It matters to you. That's what I want to talk about. Are we ready in the booth?
Take.
Let's do it. Go, Dr. Phill. Well, today we're talking about chaos. And when you think about it, chaos is something that most people want to avoid, right? I mean, who wants to be in the middle of chaos? Well, some people do. Because there are some who actually create it just for the adrenaline rush. And I'm not talking about just your NASCAR drivers, your daredevil stuntmen, or skydivers. Research has found that some of you regular folks figured out how to trigger your body's stress response by creating drama, and you do it just for the rush. Now, you can take a test to see if you're creating crisis and conflict in your own life and if you're doing it on purpose. Now, we've got that test a little bit later in the show. But first, Kelly admits her drama often gets her, well, it gets her thrown out of places. Take a look.
Your attitude leads to police being
That's
called.
what I'm saying. Like, now I'm getting mad now because when you're trying to check me, I'm grown.
Kelly is like a pit bull. She will lash out at you at any given time.
I'm going to do what I want when I want to do it. And if I feel like a person is getting out of line with me, then it is what it is. I say what's on my mind at the drop of a dime. I don't hold back from anything or anybody.
Kelly is very rude. She doesn't have a filter on it. She will just fly off the handle. She'll fuss at me.
And if you can't accept me for who I am, then get out of my world. It's my way or the highway.
One time, Kelly and I were at a nail salon, and the nail tech didn't do her nails right.
So when I didn't want to pay for my nails, they got pretty heated.
Kelly was having a full argument with the nail tech. I'm sitting on the side telling her, calm down.
His wife grabbed a broom, and they were trying to jump me, and I was yelling and screaming.
I've been caught in plenty of crossfires.
Next thing you know, the police came in. They had to literally pull me out of there.
Chaos follows Kelly everywhere she goes. I really think Kelly enjoys and gets a kick going off on people.
Of course I get a rush, like the Incredible Hulk.
I want Kelly to learn how to control her temper. I just see a really bad future if she continues to be a drama queen.
Being a drama queen to me is not a chaotic way to live. I honestly don't think anything's wrong with me. I'm gonna be the way I am, and I ain't never changed.
You're not ever going to change.
Never, no.
Okay, so why are you here?
I'm here to let my sister and my family members know that I'm not changing. I'm gonna be the way I am.
Well, you could have told them that without coming here.
I don't know, because she wanted to bring me here because I'm such a drama queen.
Yeah.
But I just go around starting stuff with people for no reason.
And so what's your attitude of approach?
My attitude of approach is very positive, I think, until the next person get out of line.
Okay, but you say when people get out of line, and it's your line, you decide what the line is, right?
Correct.
You decide how fast things need to move, what people need to think, what they need to do. Who left you in charge?
I myself left me in charge.
Because, listen, I wouldn't let you run my life.
I'm saying, but you don't even know me like that. You're only going off what your little buddy telling you and what you seeing. You collecting your information off of her.
My little buddy is your sister.
Buddy. Yeah, that's your little buddy. You're collecting
exactly
information off of what she's telling you.
We haven't even met. How do you know we're buddies?
Exactly.
I'd be happy to be your buddy.
Apparently she worked for you. This your new buddy where you collect your information about me, and you don't even know me.
She does.
Yeah, she does. But you don't.
So you go, oh, I know more about you than you might guess.
Okay. All right. If that's the way you think, if that's what you think, then oh well.
Yeah, oh well.
Yeah, oh well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because, see, you got a problem in
No,
that...
I don't have a problem.
You got a problem in that you have a history...
I'm just saying, because he's telling me that I have a problem. I don't have a problem. What problem do I have?
Your problem is you have a history that kind of outs you. You go to get your nails done,
Correct.
And they call the cops on her,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
So she gets her nails done, they call the cops on her.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on.
No, you don't tell her, hold on, I'm
very
talking to
particular.
her.
Okay, but I'm very particular about how I like
Okay,
my wardrobe,
I'm
my
talking
hair, and
to
my
you.
nails.
Right.
So tell me about this getting the cops calling
Oh
her for
my
nails
God.
done.
We were out getting our nails done, one day, having a nice time, and I guess the nail tech, he didn't, quite understand English too well, and I guess she was trying to tell him exactly how she wanted
English.
it.
He didn't understand English too well.
Can I finish?
I don't want my nails cut
Can I
all the
finish?
way short, all the way down, ugly. I want my nails a certain way.
Okay, anyway.
And then he cut my nails all the way off, and I'm supposed to just pay
Excuse
for
me,
it.
Dr. Phill, can I finish? See.
Yeah, I'm not listening to her.
Okay. So anyhow, it got so heated back and forth to the nail tech. He clipped off all his work. With the nails and the tips that he put on.
Okay, could we get to the part about the police
Can I say
being
this?
called?
Can I say this? Because you're not telling the story right.
Can I tell the story?
Make sure you say that he clipped them all off.
Yes, he did.
Where they were
That's
really
because
ugly.
you were being rude,
but
though.
he expected me to pay for it, though.
One thing led to another. The nail tech got intimidated. He called the cops, and we had to wait there until the cops came in because she had got so heated and hot. I tried to calm her down, and
I'm trying to explain why I got mad, though. I got mad because he expected me to pay for something that I didn't want to,
Was
that I
it
wasn't satisfied
disproportionate?
with.
Was your reaction disproportionate?
It could have been.
Because see, let me tell you my impression of you. I think you are a very attractive woman. You carry yourself in a very classy way. You seem like somebody that people would really like to be around. I mean, I already like you, despite your trying to start a fight with me.
No, I wasn't trying to I wasn't trying to start a fight.
I already like you, but you seem like you act as though hostility is a virtue. All right, before the show, we did a little experiment on Kelly in our green room. What she didn't know was that our cameras were rolling the whole time while we were kind of fluffing her up for the show. Let's take a look at that.
But she brought curlers and flat irons. So when she brought flat irons and curlers, then I was like, okay, we can go that way if she can find a way to fix it that kind of way. She didn't bring water and hairspray.
Well, we have the water and the hairspray here, actually, and she just brought extra product.
Okay.
So,
But the water and the hairspray in my hair.
Okay.
I'm getting frustrated. You wanted to have me looking like a damn peacock with this sticking up and this sticking
An
and this all
architectural
big.
style, exactly.
Right, okay, so why are you yelling? Why are you yelling?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to yell. I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
I'm saying I'm the one that has to go on this stage.
Right.
And I want to feel comfortable.
my work
and
that's going out
Yeah,
there.
it's your work that's looking real right now. That's
Okay,
what
there's
that's
no
what I'm
need to-
saying.
yeah, but there's no
okay,
need
but
to-
I need to
yeah.
go there with you because she brought curlers in, and it seems like she's trying to work with me to make me feel comfortable.
Right.
And it's like you're trying to do what you want to do on top of my head, and I'm trying to let you know.
My name is the one that's going to
okay,
go.
but yeah,
underneath
your name
it.
is
Yes,
okay.
that's
And
right.
if you want your name to go on this, then slick it back and make it look ugly, because that's what
It's
it's
not
looking
gonna-
like. It is going to look ugly. Slick back is no volume. It's not going to be sticking up. You're going to make my head look smaller while you wetting it and sticking it down. That's going to make it
the
look
light's
smaller.
going to catch it and make it look bigger.
All right, well then let's do it, because I'm about ready for you to get up off my hair and out of my face. Seriously. This is too much. This is really too much.
That was not really a hairdresser. That was Kate Rigg, who is a very funny comedian who played the part of Kelly's hairdresser before the show. Hey, Kate, how are you over
I
there?
really hope she wasn't a hairdresser.
How are you?
'Cause that was whack.
Did you think you were getting ready to get in a fight in there?
You know what? I could see the steam coming out of her ears and everything starting to melt down. But, man, I thought that she was going to punch me in the face, pretty much. The minute I stepped in the door, actually, she said, I want to do it the way I want to do it. And I was like, okay, well, let me just play with it. And she's like, I want to do it the way I want to do it.
That's right. But then when she started to say she wanted to make it wet and make this stick up, it's like, come on.
Okay,
That's not working.
But that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking
He
about.
didn't tell you to talk yet. I was still talking.
But
like I said.
You don't need
I
her
feel-
permission to talk. Just jump right in like
Yeah.
an adult.
Yeah,
Like I
exactly.
said. Okay, then
exactly.
okay.
I just feel like
So
that
that's
kind of
what
stuff
makes
is
me mad.
disrespectful.
That's right there, what you just did. That makes me upset.
It's not called
What you
for.
just said, like, oh, forget what she's saying. Just talk over her. Continue saying what you're saying. That right there, what you just did, that makes me upset.
That right there. That gets
That
it.
right there.
So
That-
me
that
having
makes
an
me-
opinion,
that's
me
self-destruction.
registering into this conversation and saying what I think is not okay with you. But see, here's the thing. I've checked my list and I don't need your permission.
Because you
I
don't
go
need
right
my
to-
permission because, like I said again, you have your buddy working for you over here. So that's why y'all working together. Y'all working together.
She's
Y'all
your
working
sister.
together. That's right. That's
Yeah.
my sister, and you're collecting all your information. I see you got your little cue cards over here in the corner that you going.
No, I've got more than cue cards.
Don't tell me I'm rude.
That's what
that you
I got
gonna
a
bring
whole-
up.
I got a whole
stuff that
deck of
she's
cards
telling
here.
you.
You too old. She's too
Stuff
old
that
for
she's
this.
telling you. You got your cue cards over here.
Pick a card,
And that's
any
why you're
card.
telling
I got stuff here
Exactly. And that's why you're telling her that it's okay for her to be disrespectful.
Can I say something?
And I'm not taking anything from you, Dr. Phill, because you're a doctor, and I respect what you do.
This is Dr. Phil's show, though.
Hold on. I respect what you do.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I can't take away from what you do. But I'm just saying, you don't know me like that to just be like, oh, forget what you're saying. Melissa, you can talk. That, to me, is disrespectful, and that's what makes me blow. So that's why I'm here. And I'm not changing. So whatever she needs to say, you need to say it quick, because you're not making sense.
Okay. Can I say something,
She's not making sense. All right.
Not at
we do
all.
have to take a break. Could you imagine dating a drama queen? Well, next, we're going to talk to Kelly's on-again, off-again boyfriend. He says she is always looking for a fight and never backs down, not even in her vocabulary. We'll be right back.
My relationship with my ex-boyfriend, Clarence, right now is really, really rocky.
She's really hard on guys. I feel that she runs them away. Why don't you start dating other women or something? Maybe that'll help you out.
If they can't accept me for who I am, then I'm sorry.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phill.
It's so fake. It's so dramatic.
The help they've given Kyle is not fake.
You're mad because you don't control the agenda.
It seems like you say that to a lot of moms.
The ones that enable their sons hear that a lot. What's been your history with drug and alcohol?
I have a marijuana license. I just gave him a little one time.
I am not sending this young man home to a toxic environment.
That's tomorrow.
Tupac was at the mall. My younger sister, she's like really in love with Tupac. I said, hey, Tupac, how you doing? Can you take a minute to get your autograph? He goes, no. I said, no. He said, no, because if I give you one, I got to give all them one. I'm one person. Give me what I asked you for, and it's a done deal. So Tupac, he started saying what he was saying. Then I went to saying what I was saying, and mall security grabbed me, had me in the air. I'm screaming, I'm kicking, and they tossed me all the way out the mall.
All right, now that was Kelly, who admits that she starts arguments and loves being a drama queen, even though it often gets her kicked out of places. And I'm also here with my buddy.
That's right.
Melissa. So you're at the mall.
That's right.
And you get so out of control that they pick you up, they've got you off the ground horizontal, and they're carrying you out like a couch?
Yeah. Because I simply asked him for an autograph for my sister. And I felt like it was disrespectful for him to tell me, no, I can't give you one because I got to give all them one. Like, what I got to do with that? Give me what I asked you for, sign the autograph, and then you gave it to me and I walked off.
Who does that?
And I would have just walked off. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
Do you know what empathy means?
Break it down.
Okay. Well, this isn't a vocabulary test. That's why I ask you. Empathy means putting yourself in someone else's position and kind of vicariously experiencing their point of view, their feelings, their emotions, their reactions, where you really think about someone else's experience in a circumstance.
Yeah, I thought about that, and I thought if I was the superstar, I would have signed the autograph for her, and I'd have gave it to her so she can go on her way. I thought about that.
Yeah. Well, you didn't think about all of it.
Yeah, I did.
Because I can tell you, I've been in a lot of places where people want a picture or an autograph, and I understand what he's saying. It's like sometimes if you stop and do it with one person, then there might be 100 people there, and if you got a plane to
That's a
catch...
problem right there, other people. I have nothing to do with other people.
Well, actually...
I had something to do with myself. So it's like, give me the autograph so I can go, or it's going to get ugly. That's all I'm saying. It's going to get ugly.
But there's two people involved there. There's you...
How's that rude?
There's you and there's Tupac. And see, Tupac might have something that he's got to do, and so...
But he didn't. He was eating.
No,
he was just sitting there eating.
Who's to say? Who
okay,
are you,
well, maybe he wanted to finish his burrito. I don't know. But my
I thought that it was rude that he didn't, may he rest in peace, but I thought that was rude for him not to give me the autograph. It wouldn't have took but a second to write the name Tupac, boom, send me on my way, then want to get into an argument and just go back and forth with me where the security had to come out and pull me out.
So they carry you out.
They carry me out.
And so you were mad at him because he said, I really don't want to start something here.
He said no.
Yeah.
He said, no, if I give you one, I got to give all them one.
See?
So that ticked me off when he was like, no.
Like, first of all, don't point your finger. I don't care who you are. Don't be pointing your finger.
See?
Don't be pointing your finger. That's all I'm saying. Don't be doing all that. I don't care who you are. I'm saying, don't be pointing your finger.
I'm sitting on my hands.
That's
I don't know
for
about
me.
you.
I don't care. Don't be pointing your finger. See, that's where you went
but
wrong.
now, all right.
Thug life, whatever.
You missed opportunities.
Whatever.
All right, can you imagine dating a woman like Kelly? On-again, off-again boyfriend Clarence says she's always looking for a fight. Take a look.
My relationship with my ex-boyfriend, Clarence, right now is really, really rocky.
I'm not your girl. I'm not your girlfriend anymore. We friends.
When we were dating, Clarence would tell me that I was too much of a drama queen. He would always just tell me that I was mean, I was evil, I'm the devil. I'm just this terrible person.
I'm so this, I'm rude, I'm this, I talk to you crazy. Why do you want to get together then? Why?
I've never seen Kelly in a stable relationship. She's really hard on guys. I feel that she runs them away.
The relationship, we done with the relationship. We talking about this friendship now.
I give Clarence an earful all the time. Probably sometime where you can't even understand what he's saying. He get me so upset where I just lose it.
Why don't you start dating other women or something? Maybe that'll help you out. Obviously, I'm not the one.
If she doesn't change her ways and, her bad attitude, she will be alone.
My sister's always telling me, girl, you ain't gonna get no man. You ain't gonna never be happy. If they can't accept me for who I am, then I'm sorry. I can't change. I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be me to the day I die.
Okay, this is Clarence right here, right?
Yeah.
So you date her?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Good job. Good job. All right. Okay. So, tell me this. What is she like when she's not upset?
Oh, she's very, very calm. She's very like a kitten.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
So she can be nice?
She can be nice.
Can she be helpful?
Yes, she can be helpful.
Is she affectionate?
Yes.
So she's...
But I'm the devil, though.
She's okay to be around.
I'm the devil.
But she can be the devil also.
But you just said, look how many nice things you just said about me.
Yeah, but I
Okay, what about when I say I'll call you tomorrow? That means I'll call you tomorrow, not come
No, I mean,
knocking on the
that's
door.
fine, but if you say you're gonna call me-
doing a lot of, just sending a whole bunch of text messages to me. If I say I'll talk to you tomorrow, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Dr.
And then when
Phill.
you're on my phone, that's gonna get me upset. Again, that's gonna get me upset.
Can I give
That's
you a
gonna make
quick
me blow.
example?
Please.
Before this show came about, we hadn't talked in a couple days, but she told me to back off, don't text her or anything, so I backed off. I didn't text her for like a day and a half. I look up, Kelly on the phone. Wow, this is gonna be interesting. She's calling me. I knew it was something up. Okay, I wanna get help. I'm thinking about going on the Dr. Phill show. Can you help me out and talk to them and do whatever? I said, okay, fine. So then she says, I got an interview Saturday, okay. So she went to the interview. That was like 5 o'clock. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11:30. Okay.
Do I owe you anything, though?
Oh, no, she
That's my
asked
thing.
me to do her
So
this
what?
favor so she
I can go
be
as long
on
as I
a
want to
show.
go, Clarence. I don't
So
owe you
anyhow-
anything. What do you mean?
So
I don't owe you
anyhow,
nothing.
I text her and I
Stop
said-
the story right there.
Hold on
Stop
a
the story
minute.
right there.
Are
Stop
you
the
sure
story,
y'all
'cause you're-
weren't married?
No, we're not married. Never. Because I don't like the story that he's telling you.
Okay, I can see that.
First of all,
I haven't
I
finished the
don't,
story.
because you're not going to finish that lying-ass
Yes, I am.
story. First of all, my thing is, I don't owe you anything. What do you mean? She went 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5
Well,
What do you
I just
mean?
said, you said when you got done with with the interview,
I said,
I would
I'll
call
you tomorrow.
No, you didn't. You
yes,
said
I
that
did.
later.
Do you want me to get my phone so I can show you the text message? I said, I will call you tomorrow, Clarence. So that when I say I'll
That's
call you
what you said on
tomorrow,
your
that
text.
means don't call my phone, don't
I'll
text
call
me.
your
I will
phone when I
call
get
you
ready to call
tomorrow.
your phone.
Okay,
That's
let me
the
ask
problem
you.
with me and you.
let me ask you a
can't
question.
run my phone.
You said you're thinking about getting some help.
Yeah.
With what?
Thinking. Did you hear that word? Thinking.
Okay, you don't need to play the victim if you're being positive.
I'm not playing the victim.
Just don't,
I stand firm
you say
on
we're
what I
picking on
stand
you.
for.
Yeah, well, you say
For
we're
real.
picking on you and that
Yeah,
he's
because I say,
picking
because
on
you got your
and he
cue
and I-
cards over here and you reading down from what, like I said, your homie over here.
Wouldn't you, hold on.
Okay.
Wouldn't you like the fact that I cared enough about this situation and circumstance to do my homework?
Yeah. But I don't think that it's right for you to say, oh, Melissa, just say what you want to say. Don't listen to her. How is that? Well, why is that cool for you to say that? Because you're a doctor.
What?
You didn't say that earlier in the show when I was trying to talk. You was like, oh, Melissa, forget what she's saying. You know, I don't agree with that.
No, I don't
agree with that.
I don't need your agreement.
I know you don't.
I don't need your agreement.
Haven't you been in a position where
Because
someone,
when I
an
ask
individual
somebody-
made you upset or made you mad like me?
But
I give you
everybody
props
makes
for
you
dealing with
upset.
an individual like me because I'm a lot. You know, I'm a lot. I'm a whole lot, okay? So I give that to you.
Yeah.
I give that. You have to work with a person like me. I give that to you. But in the same breath,
No,
you
I don't
can't.
mind.
You
Don't know when to turn the
cannot.
switches on and off.
You cannot just tell a person because you're a doctor. Oh, well, forget what she's saying. Melissa, just talk. That's what I'm saying. Y'all all together. You got your cars. Y'all all together and all that. I'm talking. That's rude.
This is his show.
And then it makes me so upset because this one right here is a drama queen too. She's got kicked out of clubs. She's got into it at nail shops.
Because of you.
Because of me.
Things that you started. Things that she started.
Wait a minute.
I had to, you know.
Go into what you do. I can go, oh, whatever.
You're very much. I've been on television for 14 years.
Right.
I did 5 years on Oprah and then 9 years here. And I can tell you that I enjoy that longevity because I have people around me
That's positive.
that want me to succeed.
Exactly.
They believe in me, they believe in what I'm doing, and they want me to succeed. And without that, it wouldn't matter who you are, you can't succeed. And I fear that people would not rally for you, that they would not want you to succeed, that they would not lift you up because you sting them.
Right, exactly.
I sting them because they're negative. Because you're negative now. You're negative now. You're sitting here negative.
I'm negative?
You can do all that all day
No, don't
long.
deflect. You know, you're deflecting this on her. I'm talking to you.
Okay, and I'm talking to her.
I know.
Okay, you're talking to me. I'm already done saying what I had to say to you.
Please help her.
So
okay, you're through with me.
Saying what I had to say to you about how I felt about what I stand for. Like, I'm not changing for nobody. And I brought her here, and I most certainly brought him here to let him know. I'm going to be the way I am. If I be surrounded around positive people, then that's different.
But you want to be successful, right?
I want to be very successful.
And I've never met a real success that was a Lone Ranger. I've met people that are successful because
well, I need a new team then.
Because people
I need a new team.
Well, the way you get a new team is that you cause people to feel better when they're around you than they were before.
Okay, he doesn't make me feel better. He makes me angry.
Okay, but do you make him
makes me
feel better?
angry.
Do you even care whether you make him feel better or not?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. Like, he makes me angry. I don't think that he supports me in the things that I want to do.
Okay, you have
I don't think that I don't have support.
You have a problem with men in your description, right?
For sure.
Because you say your dad wasn't in your life.
Never. No.
Okay, so I mean, is he paying for your dad being gone?
No.
Am I?
No.
You say you have a problem with men because of that.
No.
Well, that's what you said.
I know what I said.
Yeah. So we don't say no now. You said that before. So if you have a problem with men, it means that
a different kind of way.
They're paying for what somebody did in the past.
But I'm not saying that he's paying for what my dad's, he's paying for what he's done, not what my dad didn't do, or, you know, that's what I'm saying.
Because let me give you a theory. There's considerable evidence that children that have been neglected in their lives by one or both parents, or they've suffered trauma in their lives, that etched into their brain chemistry is the tendency to be oversensitive, overdramatic, and create chaos in their life because it's attention-getting behavior.
But that's the part that I don't agree with you on about the cause chaos. Like, I don't just cause it.
Really?
Yes,
They
really.
carried you out of the mall.
For a reason, though, because I felt
because somebody wouldn't write their name on a piece of paper for you?
But see, you don't remember the story. He said no. And I said, that's what got me mad.
That's his personal
I don't care.
choice,
And that's what got me upset. See, that's what I'm saying. Do you need to pick up your cue cards again and read what's on there? Because you're not understanding. You're not getting it. It's right on the cue card. You just seen it up on your screen here. He pointed his finger and was like, no. And I thought that was disrespectful. So I'm like,
that was his personal choice, though, Kelly. You know?
Listen, you point your finger at everybody.
No.
You pointed your finger at Clarence. You pointed your finger at me. You keep telling me, you need to get your cue cards, mister. You need to get You need to look at this. You just played it. You're pointing your finger at everybody. You're telling me you're rude.
Right. She is rude.
There you went. She's rude.
She is. She's rude.
Nobody has a problem with me, though.
Nobody has a problem with you. You know, and it makes me mad, and it makes me upset that she's sitting here.
You know?
Exactly.
Point the finger, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pointing my finger this way, over here, this way, because she's sitting here like, oh, she doesn't do anything. She does a whole lot.
No, but we're talking about you.
So what?
But we're talking about you, and all I'm saying
and we are talking about me, and I'm saying that I'm not changing, so what are we going to do from here?
Well,
simple as that. What are we going to do? Because I'm kind of sick or tired of talking about the same subject. It's like I'm here to let y'all know that this is who I am and this is what I'm going to do. So are we going to work on me changing or what we're going to do? She's talking all this old stuff about how I am and who I am. He got all these old other things he got going on about who I am and how I do it and I'm crazy and I'm the devil and all this. Okay, you here, y'all brought me here, so I'm telling y'all that I'm not going to change, so y'all need to work with me.
Okay, here's what I'd like to say to you. You're real thin-skinned. You have a real hair trigger of going over the top. You say, I got carried out of the mall by police officers because somebody told me.
And I will get carried out of here if I need to.
Because somebody told me
like
no.
I was about to get carried up out of there with your hairdresser.
Yeah.
And if I need to, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to get carried on up out of there.
But you'll miss a lot. See, if you get carried out of someplace, you miss everything that happened after they carried you out.
That's all right. As long as I know that I said what I said and I meant what I meant.
But it can be awfully lonely out there in a parking lot.
You know what, Dr. Phill? I can kind of see if I was your regular patient and we kind of knew each other, but you really coming at me like you really kind of know me, though. That's what I'm saying. Like you just.
Well, you're a little bit
know me.
You're a little bit of a picture window.
Really?
Yeah. You're a little transparent. All right, we got to take a break. Next, we're going to add a young woman to the stage who friends say that she makes Snooki from the reality show Jersey Shore look tame. Oh boy. We're now using Snooki as a yardstick in America. Wonder what's next. We'll be right back.
In my head, I'm a princess. Everything has to be my way or no way. I always get compared to Snooki from the Jersey Shore because she's always a drama queen. She's an attention seeker. She'd rather talk bad about the person to someone else. That's not me. I'd rather fight than argue.
If you've ever started a fight for no good reason, or you yell at another driver or a stranger for some minor infraction, you could be what's referred to as an adrenaline junkie. Now, these are people who create chaos or drama, and they do it on purpose. And what they're not aware of is that they may be addicted to the adrenaline rush that they get from the exhilaration of the confrontation. Now, we're all going to take the chaos test so you can determine if you're one of these drama queens or kings. But first, Alyssa calls herself a loudmouth brat and says even the smallest things make her blow up. Take a look.
In my head, I'm a princess. Everything has to be my way or no way. I don't like the word no, hence me always throwing my tantrums. I've thrown drinks at people. I've thrown ice buckets at people. I've thrown empty cups at people. Anything I could get my hands on. One day, my stepmother and I were in the car driving, and this lady cut us off and flipped me the bird. So I followed her. When we finally got to a stoplight, I got out the car, knocked on her window, punched her in her face, and kept it moving. She deserves it. One time, I dropped my white cell phone in the snow, and it took me hours, and I still couldn't find it. I got in my car, slammed the door, and jetted off. A couple hours later, my father called me to tell me he's found it, specifically said so he wouldn't have to hear my mouth when I came home. And when I did come home, there was a big scratch on it, so I made him buy me a new one. I always get compared to Snooki from the Jersey Shore because she's always a drama queen. She's an attention seeker. She'd rather talk bad about the person to someone else. That's not me. I'd rather fight than argue. When someone says I'm a loudmouth, I embrace it. I know I am. A deaf person can tell I'm a loudmouth. No matter what, this is me. I am a princess. I am not changing anytime soon. Love it or leave it. I like you. I like you. High five.
So, peas in a pod here?
I like her. I was down there the whole time. I applauded her, smiling. I was telling her, I was like, I like her. I need to be her friend.
Yeah. In everything that we talked about up here before you came up, did you see any flaw in her thinking at all?
No, not at all. The whole thing with Tupac, like, I would have been the exact same way. Like, I don't like people pointing at my thing, and the way she said, he said, no.
Exactly.
Like, I would have reacted exactly like her. I salute her for that.
You chased somebody down that cut you off in the car.
Yes, I did.
And you went up to the window.
Yep.
And punched her.
Yes. That's exactly what happened.
And you're proud of that?
Yes. Like, I'm not going to do something then regret it. I don't regret punching her in the face. She's not dead.
Do you think that's trashy behavior?
No, I don't think I'm trashy at all.
No, I mean that behavior. I'm not saying you are, but I mean is it to go up and just cold cock somebody?
This. It's not so much that it's trashy. When I was younger, I went to charm school. As crazy as my son, I was in charm school for years. Now, my charm teacher, if she's watching this, and I know she is because she loves you, that's not ladylike. That's not what I taught you. Whatever.
Okay, so did you go to a girl's house and get in a fight with her?
Yes.
And you punched her?
Yeah, I mean, that is how you fight. I don't pull hair, I don't scratch. I punch. I throw a fist.
And then you pulled a screwdriver and tried to stab her?
Yes, I did.
And you're proud of that?
Not so much that I'm proud of it, but I don't regret it.
Exactly.
Are you validating
No,
that
I'm not
behavior?
validating that. I wasn't there. I can't control her anger or the way she feels about a certain situation.
Yeah, well, there is
it's
no
not
reason
cool
for,
that she did
there
that.
is no reason for attacking someone with a deadly weapon.
Exactly.
There is no reason for that. And if you say that...
No, I know there's not.
I mean, you need to really stop and think about what you're saying, because maybe you're all caught up in a moment here and you're bragging about this stuff.
No,
and
I'm not bragging.
Surely you're smarter than that. We got to take a break. I'm going to add somebody else to this conversation in a minute. This is a guy who says he can't stand it when people get in his way, on the road, the checkout line, or even on the sidewalk. Now, researchers say he may have a newly discovered syndrome. Could you have it too? I don't know. We'll talk about that when we come back.
Coming through, pick up a lane. I want to get from point A to point B, and those that don't know where they're going, get out of my way. Come on. If we could eliminate the slow people, I would be very happy.
Todd says he hates it when others slow him down, and he isn't shy about getting others out of his way. Now, he may fit the bill of something that researchers are calling, get this, pedestrian aggressive syndrome. Take a look.
Pick a lane, folks. Coming through.
Sorry, what's wrong with you?
Go, 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 go. I'm a type A personality. I want to get from point A to point B, and those that don't know where they're going, get out of my way. Come on. In a perfect world, I would love for everyone to be on the same pace that I am, which is fast. Coming through. If we could eliminate the slow people, I would be very happy. Coming through, on your left. I don't think it's a big deal at all to let someone know that they're in your way, that they're slow. I mean, cars have horns. Beep, beep. When someone's going slow in front of me, they're like a human barricade or a speed bump. Human speed bump. There should be a slow and a fast-paced lane on the sidewalk. Coming through. To the left. I always want to be first. I don't see what's beside me. I don't see what's behind me. I see what's in front of me. Move, 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 move. I'll give the finger 3 or 4 times a week to a slow driver. If someone's driving slow in front of me, I'll just look at them and shoo them away. And it makes me feel great. And away you go. When I do confront people, I'm polite, but I'm pretty firm. They know they did something wrong, and I'm bringing it to their attention. I'd like to ask how to channel some of that energy in a more positive, constructive way.
What's your reaction to that?
That's who I am.
Are you like a head of Homeland Security or something? Are you? I mean, do you have like really urgent things you've got to get to?
I feel like I do.
Well, I mean, where is it you're going that's so important that you will just get people out of your way, flip them off, honk your horn, insult them or whatever? Where is it what do you do every day that's so urgent?
You know, I drive a fast car. I'm in a fast profession.
I understand, but where are you going?
Even if it's a Sunday and I don't have a huge list of things to do, I want to get from point A to point B.
Why?
If you're not, I don't know. It's how I'm programmed, I think. I feel like sometimes am I the only one that's high-driven? Am I the only one?
Well, that's not necessarily high-driven. It sounds more to me like narcissistic and arrogant.
Ooh, I never thought about it that way.
Well, let's think about that for a minute. I mean, because really, here's what gets people upset. I promise this is what gets you upset, and you upset. It's not what happens in the world or what people do. It's whether or not they violate your expectation of what you want them to do. They're doing what is on their agenda to which they are fully entitled. But if that violates your expectation that people should be moving efficiently from A to B, then you're going to be confronting them. And what I'm just saying is, why is your agenda more important than mine if I'm out just taking a stroll?
It just gets in my way. It's hard to explain. If you need to stop and think when you're at the park,
even
get to the
Kelly's
side.
laughing about that.
If you're at the mall and you don't know what you're doing or you're just strolling, get to the side, go to the cafe, sit down.
Why don't you leave earlier?
I do.
Well, then you don't have any problem getting there on time, do you? So the point is you don't really have anywhere you need to urgently get. You aren't really starved for time. What you want is to find some way to criticize and get upset.
Well, and that's why I'm here. I want to know how you can take that energy and be more constructive.
Well, what you can decide, is that you want to stop being a bully.
I'm not a bully.
I'm not a bully.
I'm not a bully. I just like my stuff a certain way.
You've been thrown out of clubs, restaurants, nail salons, hair salons, and malls.
I have.
And it seems like the common denominator to each of those situations was you.
That they got jiggy with it.
You were the common denominator to every one of those situations.
Maybe so.
Could it be that they're not used to strong personalities, calling them out?
It's not a matter of strong personalities. It's a matter of inappropriateness of behavior.
My thing is, I'm a princess. That's how I feel. That's how my parents always were. I've always been spoiled. It's always been my way or no way, and I don't feel that should stop at all.
Well, you know what? I don't know any princesses that attack people with screwdrivers.
But wait, before we even get to that, wait.
That is not princess behavior.
How many princesses do you know, though? I don't mean a literal princess. Clearly, my parents aren't kings and queens, but you're not at the royal house. You don't know what these princesses are doing. And not for nothing, I know, like, heiresses and stuff that are worse than me, but they can get away with stuff.
Actually, I do know several real princesses, and ain't one of them ever pulled a screwdriver on me. If you get out and you refer to people as human speed bumps, and you're flipping people off and blowing your horn, you are an arrogant ass. I'm sorry.
So how do you change that around then?
Well, you learn to tell yourself no. You have to adjust your expectations. Look, when you get out there, there are a lot of people that don't drive very efficiently. There are a lot of people who have cars that don't go very fast. You said you bought a fast car. Right. There are a lot of people out there that have cars that just chug, 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 chug. So they simply can't get out of your way. They don't have the money to buy the car that you bought. So you just have to adjust your expectations and recognize traffic's a bitch. What can I tell you?
It is.
What can I tell you?
I agree to that.
So you have an expectation that's supposed to clear for you? Who are you? You're just some guy that bought a fast car. Get over yourself. That's all I'm saying. All right, before the show, we gave everyone here a test to find out if they're addicted to chaos. Next, we're going to show you how to find out if you are too. We'll be right back. But I'm ready.
You all set? Let's rock and roll. We're clear for takeoff. Ready, hit it. Go.
Boy, that thing takes off like a rocket. Good work if you can get it. That's one way to get your adrenaline pumping, but my guests today know how to create their own adrenaline rush, and sometimes it's through what people call chaos. Now, the question today is, are you addicted to chaos? There's a simple test to see if you could be. Now, before the show, we gave the entire studio audience the 10-question true or false test. Now, I've got 3 people here that scored the highest. You scored 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 on the chaos test. You hate bad drivers as well.
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
Take last week, for example. I was driving and some lady cut me off, so I swerved around her and she was playing that game of, okay, now I'm going to speed up, so I cut in front of her. She rolled down her window first and said, what the bleep are you doing? So I said, basically learn to drive, you bleep and bleep. So if someone else starts something first, then I will respond.
Okay, Brooke, you scored 7 out of 10. So you pick fights with people.
Yes. I'm not so much like Alyssa where I would go threaten somebody with a screwdriver, but...
Yeah, you wouldn't pull tools.
No.
Okay. You boss people around.
Oh, yeah.
And are you animated when you do it?
I point the finger.
You point the finger?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm curious.
That finger point, see? I told you.
Yeah, there you go again.
I told you about that finger point. I told you.
There you go again.
Okay, but she just said it. She just said, she do the finger, the point of the finger, see? That's what ticks me off.
That's
finger
very
point.
disrespectful.
That finger point.
Putting your hand in someone's face.
Very disrespectful,
That is
right?
extremely disrespectful.
Very disrespectful.
And you do it a lot. You realize that,
Yeah.
right?
When it's done to me first. I don't just walk up and... Or if I
That's
feel
what
like,
we're saying.
or if
We
I feel
don't
like
start
I'm being
with people.
disrespected, like early on, remember? You had your buddy sitting up here. I felt disrespected when you was like, oh, Melissa, just go, don't forget about what she's saying. You lost what you were doing. You lost touch what you were doing. That's what I feel like. Instead of saying wait, instead of saying wait till Kelly gets done saying what she's saying, Melissa, then talk.
Well, see, let me demonstrate something to you. I feel no compulsion to defend myself to you at all. We'll be right back. Well, I want to thank all of our guests today, and I really do want y'all to watch the show. I mean, sit down where you're not having to defend yourself or whatever and watch the show and see what you can take away. And everybody in the audience, you're going to go home with something that is really a favorite of mine. Dr. Frank Lawless has done a relaxation CD, Finding Peace. It's imagery for stress relief. I'm going to send every one of you home with this, so you're going to get this. It's interesting, you can take a few minutes and diminish stress, and it takes hours to build back up. So even though you think, well, I'm only relaxed for a few minutes, no, it lasts for a long, long time. Go to drphil.com for more information, and you can always find me on Facebook or Twitter. Thanks for being here. So long.
Today on Dr. Phill. He won on Survivor, but now...
I've never talked to a guest that was closer to death.
He's losing a battle with alcohol.
Can you walk?
I have to help.
How drunk do you think you are right now?
I had an entire bottle of vodka.
He knows he needs help.
Sandra Diaz is a 2-time winner of Survivor.
Sandra, so grateful that you're here.
It's gonna be okay.
Now, if he won't listen...
The doctor told us that he is weeks, if not days, within dying.
He won't survive.
Do you know what it's going to do to your mother if she has to bury her boy?
Of course I do.
Why are you doing this to yourself? Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
I hate to see people suffering, and you've hurt long enough.
Stand by, Dr. Phill. Wilson, take
I'm going to get you the help that you need.
In 5, 4,
This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Go, Dr. Phill.
Hey, guys. How are you? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Todd Herzog was just 22 when he won Survivor China, the 15th season of the hit show. He spent his teen years working towards that win, and he was on top of the world. Just 6 years later, his family says Todd has hit rock bottom. They say Todd has blown through his $1 million winnings, and they often find him so intoxicated that he is passed out, soaked in his own urine. With several visits to the ER and blood alcohol levels as high as 0.582, levels doctors say they had never seen before in someone who wasn't comatose or dead. It's no wonder his family fears that if something doesn't change today, Todd is within days of dying.
He told me, Dad, I would never shoot myself, but he goes, I guess I am killing myself slowly. I am killing myself slowly with the drinking.
This is killing me. This is killing our whole family.
He said, Dad, I'm gonna die. And I just said, Todd, I will not let you die.
He will urinate all over himself in the bed.
I've seen Todd drool, and I've seen him so intoxicated that he can't walk.
I can help you walk if you want to try and walk.
I'm really worried about Todd.
My brother became obsessed with the show Survivor when he was a teenager.
Todd would do Survivor challenges in the backyard.
They had to eat perspired duck eggs and crickets.
They would walk around in the backyard with their torches like they were about to go to tribal council. Todd began submitting audition tapes to Survivor at the age of 20.
When Todd found out that he was chosen for the season 15, he was just so excited. Todd survived the 39 days because he mentally and emotionally prepared himself for it.
When Jeff Probst said the winner of Survivor China is Todd, we all screamed. Todd won $1 million.
Todd was recognized everywhere he went.
I did notice that after Todd won Survivor, that he started to go to these events and people drank at every event and Todd began drinking.
I started to notice that Todd had a problem with alcohol.
He was drinking alone, depressed and bored.
He was at my house and I just heard this horrible banging noise. He had fallen all the way down the stairs.
About a month later, we got a phone call that he had a seizure. Todd was seizing about every 8 minutes. He was put into the ICU for 5 days. Todd's alcohol level was 0.577.
The doctors told us that they had never seen anyone over 500 that was not comatose or dead.
I was so scared. I didn't know if he was going to die.
My parents brought Todd home for a 30-day rehab.
As soon as Todd got out of rehab, he was at a club drinking again.
The last time we were at the hospital, one of the nurses told me that he had never seen a blood alcohol so high. He told me it was 0.582.
Todd said he will never go back to rehab. He would rather just rely on family and himself to get sober.
My son drinks from the minute he wakes up until he goes to bed, and sometimes can go through 2 bottles in 2 to 3 hours.
He will die, and I don't think it's gonna take long.
I feel like I can't save my own son.
It is very ironic that Todd won the show Survivor. I wish that he knew how to survive in life.
Okay, obviously this is a very serious situation. How do you feel watching that synopsis of your son's life?
I've been living it, and when I see it, it just magnifies that we can't fix him. We're scared, and it's gotten at the point where Todd is not Todd. He's not even existing.
What is your greatest fear?
Oh, getting a phone call or having him not answer, and I've knocked at the door for 45 minutes. I've tried to climb up his balcony, and I thought he was dead. It's a normal thing for me when I don't hear from him.
Glenn, you've held him during the night, passing out, seizures, all of these things. What does this do to you as a father?
Oh, it's devastating. It is. He seizures all night and literally have to hold him to keep him from hurting himself. I carry him to the bathroom. I do everything that I possibly can to help him, but I don't know what to do to fix the problem.
How has it gotten this far? I mean, you got to realize that he's at the end here. This is the end stage. Yeah. This is when you die.
Right, right. He moved to Florida, so we didn't see it all, but he would call on occasion, and he would try to mask it, but we could tell he'd been drinking. It wasn't until we got a phone call that he was working one night and he had a seizure, and we realized that he was drinking all the time, and even just to cope in life, he'd have drink after drink, and he had a seizure at work and was rushed to the hospital.
Kimmy, did you know it was this bad?
I didn't know because he was so far away. I knew he was drinking, but I had no idea how bad it was.
Chuck, you wrote the show.
Yes, sir.
Tell me why.
At one point, a doctor told us that he is weeks, if not days, within dying.
When you see someone that has this much alcohol in their system and in their brain, all of their functioning starts to fail. Right. Their ability to function socially, of course, fails. Their organs begin to shut down, and you start to see their grooming, their housing, their clothing, everything begins to deteriorate to the point that it's almost indescribable. Has that happened here?
Absolutely. Even food-wise, you go in, there's nothing in his pantry. You go in, he hasn't done laundry for days. He hasn't shaved, and he's so shaky in between the drinks that he asks people to help him shave.
In February, when we got a call saying that he had had a seizure and that we needed to get him to treatment, Shirley and I flew out about 4 hours later, and when we got to his apartment, it looked as though it was more like an episode of Hoarders. Besides the alcohol bottles everywhere, there was rotting food, there was clothing. You literally had to climb over things to get through the apartment, get through the house. The bathroom was unhealthy. Could the urgency be any higher?
No.
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 No,
I mean,
extreme.
You're legally intoxicated at 0.08, 0.08 blood alcohol level. Right. He is 0.582
And he's a little guy.
blood alcohol level. And you have to understand, there can be no relenting here. We're not talking to Todd here. We're talking to some version of him that is in an impaired state. And there has to be a willingness to do whatever it takes to get him to the medical resources to help him, even if it involves getting a 5150, even if it involves getting an involuntary commitment. We have to understand we have one goal here today, and that is he does not leave here and kill himself. He leaves here and gets some help. Absolutely. And nobody, if you aren't 100% steeled against and to that, you need to excuse yourselves now, because I will drag him if necessary. We do what we have to do. Because listen, yeah. I've never talked to a guest that was closer to death than this one. Oh. I don't know that we can even get him here. He's barely able to stand as we speak. Look, we've got to take a break. Next, knowing that Todd's life was in danger, we sent interventionists Debbie and Brandon to meet with the family and assess the severity of the situation. But what happened during that family meeting, no one was prepared for. Todd's situation was just over the top. And it went from dire to a whole other level of dangerous. Find out what happened when we come back.
When was the last time you had the vodka, the shot?
Like 5 hours ago. I really need some.
Do you have any shakes right now?
I have shakes. My body is shaking.
Todd Herzog was just 22 when he won Survivor China. Now 28, Todd is struggling to survive his severe addiction to alcohol. His family says he drinks at least a half a gallon of vodka every day. So we sent VIP recovery interventionists Debbie and Brandon to Utah to meet with Todd's family and figure out a plan. No one was prepared for what was about to happen when they made that visit to Utah. Take a look.
Hi, how are you doing? I want to get your perspective on what's going on.
We've seen Todd deteriorate. Last night he started hallucinating, saying, I want to leave through that door. No, don't come in that door. And there was no door there.
I've just seen Todd go so downhill that sometimes it feels like I'm dealing with somebody with Alzheimer's. It's been exhausting. He's trying to detox himself because there's a Survivor finale. It's really, really scary to watch him like this.
Does he have a history of seizures?
He's been hospitalized 3 times in the last 2
But as far as the seizures, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always so scared I'm gonna find him dead one time. He seems like he's getting closer every day.
And you're right, he is. He is slowly dying.
He's drinking 2 bottles a day, I know that, sometimes 3. He wants to stop, but he's terrified that when he detoxes and has these seizures, that he's going to die. So in his mind, what he does is he keeps drinking so that he doesn't seize.
Hey, how are you? Are you worried about getting another shot of vodka?
Yeah, because I'm gonna need one really bad.
When was the last time you had the vodka, the shot?
5 hours ago, I really need some.
Do you have any shakes right now?
Of course I have shakes. My body is shaking.
And I'll bring that vodka to you right now, okay? I'm leaving right now.
Okay.
Okay, I love you, Todd. Hey, bye.
I absolutely believe that you need to get over there now and give him that vodka so that he does not go into what we call DTs or delirium tremens. Do you and does the family understand the seriousness if he goes into DTs?
We just think death.
Let's go.
Okay, all right.
We're only a block away from where Todd is. His stepdad and mom are actually going to go into the house, determine how severe the tremors are at this time. One of the things you could do is go ahead and leave your phone on. We'll stay connected once you get there.
You feel better a little bit having that in your system? You're not shaking too bad. How's your stomach feel?
Crab black.
What does that mean?
Black poop could mean that you have some internal bleeding and that it's been bleeding for a while.
This is serious. Body organs are shutting down, and we need to take action immediately.
Well, Debbie and Brandon raced back to the house to get the rest of the family to see if they could get Todd here. Now, time clearly was of the essence.
Just follow our lead. Everything will be good. Let's go. Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
Todd, we bought some folks.
Hey, Todd, how you doing? My name's Brandon. Hey, how you doing, bud? This is my mother and business partner, Debbie. You mind if we all sit down and have a chat real quick?
Go ahead.
You got a lot of people here that care about you, and we're here because they're all worried. How long ago did you start the detox process?
Yesterday. I am shaky, if you can see. These hands don't stay straight. I've had to have my parents give me small shots to keep me from shaking so that I don't seizure. What is this? Can someone please tell me?
Yeah, we're here to offer you some help. You said yourself, that you're struggling with alcoholism and you're trying to detox. And we've been talking with all of your family, and they're scared to death, and we're here to offer you help. We're here to give you a chance. I'm a recovered drug addict. My mom's also a registered nurse, and she's got some medical issues that she wants to bring to your attention.
Do you have concerns about your health?
Of course.
Okay, what are those concerns?
Then I'm gonna kill myself. That's pretty much it.
How?
Drinking.
The shakes. Are they tremors all over your body, or are they isolated to your
They're all
hands?
over my body, and I keep my hands closed like this because they. I've not had an appetite for days and days, and I vomit a lot.
So what happens if you have a seizure and nobody's here to help you?
Then I die.
Exactly. Right on.
What am I gonna do?
You're gonna come with us and accept the help.
And do
we're offering.
what? Like, what is the help?
Well, you know who Dr. Phill is, right?
Of course.
He'd like to meet with you, and he'd like to offer you his help.
Dr. Phill?
Yeah.
Why the would he want to help me?
Dr. Phill sent us here because he heard about your story. He's concerned about you. and he wants to meet with you. And
But I want to go on December 15th to what I have to do.
What's December 15th?
December 15th is the finale of Survivor, because I was obviously on the show, so there's a red carpet, and I was invited by press to stand on the red carpet, and I really want to be there because it's important to me.
We're going to ask you to pack a bag. The things that you need, we're going to ask your mom to go with you to get a bag quickly packed, and we're going to head to the airport.
I feel like I'm dying. And I don't want to. I don't want to hurt. I don't want to hurt my family. That's why I'm willing to go. Because it hurts a lot.
Well, there are two empty stools sitting here because the plan was, when we came out of that tape, Debbie and Brandon were going to be sitting here to give us an update about what was going on. But as with any serious intervention, particularly one that I believe is on death's door, things change really quickly. Todd is in bad shape upstairs. He cannot stand, he cannot walk. So I asked Debbie and Brandon to go up there to check on him. So we'll see what happens when we come back. Todd was just 22 when he won the reality competition series Survivor China. But now, 6 years later, he is in a life and death struggle to survive his serious addiction to alcohol. In the past few months, Todd's family has taken him to the ER 4 times, where his blood alcohol level has reached as high as .582. Now, that's more than 8 times the legal limit, and a level so high that death is considered not possible, but probable. Now, we sent Debbie and Brandon to help get Todd here today because he has agreed to meet with me. Now, before he comes out, I want to play a short video that he recorded just yesterday.
Every single day, I have to wake up, wait for the liquor store to open, go buy 2 bottles that are this size right here. And then I have to take 2 shots about this big. It's the only way to stop the shakes. I've had 1 today, but I have to have a second. It's a daily process that I have to do. I feel like crap. I just threw up. I'm shaky and weak. I'm gonna need more in a lot, like 15 minutes probably. It's pretty sad. That's for sure.
Well, I'm asked Debbie and Brandon to bring Todd out right now, and that's going to be a bit of a chore, but we'll do what we can here.
Okay, come on. Shoot.
Todd, Dr. Phill.
Hi, I'm Todd. Nice to meet you.
How you feeling, man? Can you walk?
Barely. I have to have help.
All right.
Sorry, I'm very...
That's all right. Brandon, why don't you get over there and take Debbie's spot? All right.
Yeah, I'll go. I'm sorry, I'm crying because I just can't believe this is happening. So.
Turn around.
It's happening.
Just come turn around.
1,
Okay.
2, 3.
Here we go.
Why do you guys have 9-foot chairs?
Go on up.
There you go. All right.
You're good.
But I'm good. Yeah.
Hey, good to see you, man.
Good to see you, too.
How you doing,
Good
bro?
to see you.
So, yeah, I'm okay. Because I didn't know this was happening right now.
You're not okay.
No.
You said you're
Not.
okay, but you're not okay. You're not even almost okay.
No.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah, of course I know who you are.
You are here because I wanted to talk to you because, in my opinion, you're killing yourself, man.
I am. Yeah,
You're killing
I
yourself.
know. I know I am.
And I'm wanting to get a sense of how present you are in the moment right now. How drunk do you think you are right now?
Well, today I had an entire bottle, like a liter of vodka. And because I do usually 2, maybe 3 a day, depending on the day.
Well,
And
I want to get a
so-
fix on you right now so I know what I'm dealing with. This is a breathalyzer.
Okay.
I want you to blow into it really hard for 5 seconds when I tell you,
Okay.
so I can see where you are. All right, take a deep breath and blow. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, thank you. I want to do this because I want to know how impaired you are at this point. I'm hoping this is a low number.
I hope it's way low number than what I've seen in the past.
0.263.
So pretty bad.
At this point, do you have any ability to think clearly?
Yes. I can talk to you clearly. Like, I might sound slurly, but I can tell you the truth about whatever you want to
Sure.
ask.
Well, at 0.25, just so all of you know, all mental, physical, and sensory functions are severely impaired, emotionally and physically numb, and possible loss of consciousness. There's a high risk of asphyxiation from choking on vomit. I mean, and you're actually above that at 0.3, which is
yeah.
where you're headed. They may suddenly pass out and be difficult to awaken. Tremors, memory loss, drunken stupor, cool body. I mean, why are you doing this to yourself?
I have no idea. I hadn't ever had a drink until I was 22. And so I wasn't even like excited to drink at 21, but
So you started partying.
Yeah.
And so you started drinking and you celebrated. You felt better.
Yeah.
Okay. But now
Exactly.
that's changed. You don't feel better anymore, do you?
No, I feel like crap now, basically.
Tell him what it's going to do to you if you have to stand there and drop dirt on his coffin. Man up and look at her.
It will kill me.
What's going to happen to you if you keep drinking like you're drinking?
I'm gonna die.
And you're drinking a lot.
Yeah, and it's quite disgusting. And to me, it disgusts me because I have to carry the garbage bag out to the dumpster, and it's like cling, 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 cling,
Yeah,
cling.
we'll put it up in the monitors so you can see it without having to move, but I put together a display of what you're drinking. That's
Shoot, sorry.
At the most 90-liter bottles, about 24 gallons of vodka that you consume in a month. That's how much you drink, right? And you,
Yep.
and you say you don't want to go put those in the trash because people think,
Because they hear the clink, 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 clink when I walk out to the dumpster. So I walk out secretly, and I'm like, hopefully they don't hear me. And I throw it into the dumpster. And
because if they don't hear it clinking, then they wouldn't know that you're drunk.
Exactly.
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to tell from talking to you or looking at you.
Exactly.
I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but it's pretty obvious that that you're drunk, and you're drunk now. And you know, here's the bottom line.
Yeah, I'm even drunk now. Yeah.
Do you know what it's going to do to your mother if she has to bury her boy? Tell him what it's going to do to you if you have to stand there and drop dirt on his coffin. Now, here, man up and look at her.
Don't act.
Look at her.
I'm trying.
Yes, I know.
What I feel, you know.
You look him in the eye and tell him the truth.
It will kill me. And I will never, ever be able to face another day. I will wonder all the time how I could have changed it, what I could have done. And I would feel hurt. I would be a mess. And you're my boy, you're my firstborn, and you've been my best friend through the years. I don't think I could live after that. I think I deteriorate seeing you die, Todd. And I don't want that I don't even want that to be a thought, but it has been a reoccurring thought for a long time now.
I know.
Do you care about her?
Of course I do.
Look at your father. What is it going to do to him if you have to bury your son? Stand here in front of him, please. Glenn, thank you. Look him in the eye and tell him.
I told you that I am not going to let that happen. And I am not going to let it happen.
Don't say that, because I can't hear that.
Well, I'm not going to let it happen. I'm not going to let you die, and that's why I'm here.
Kimmy, what do you want for your brother? You want him to get his life together? You want him to keep lying to himself? What do you want from him?
I just want my big brother back. I miss being able to have a real conversation with you and being able to hang out with you and go do fun things. Now I invite you out, and there's always an excuse. And you never make it, and I just miss my big brother.
Well, I'll say one thing is I'm so stubborn that I wouldn't be willing to come out here if it wasn't for you to help me and show me what to do and help me with what I have to do. And here I am.
Well, we're going to test that in just a minute. We're going to take a break. When we come back, someone who Todd hasn't seen in a while is going to join us. She understands a part of Todd that no one else can. Find out who she is and what she wants to say to Todd when we come back. Winning the reality competition Survivor is no small feat, especially when you're just 22, as Todd Herzog was 6 years ago when he won Survivor China. Now, for the past few years, however, Todd has hit rock bottom as he struggles with a severe case of alcoholism. His family wrote to me for help as Todd has just refused to turn his life around. He's refused to go to rehab. He has refused to do anything that gets him back on the right path. Now, I want to add somebody to the conversation here right quick. Dr. Ian Smith from the Emmy Award-winning show The Doctors is here today. This is Dr. Smith right on the end down here.
Hey, Todd.
How much danger are we dealing with here with him?
When I saw the numbers of your blood alcohol concentration, I was shocked you're still alive. I mean, those numbers are beyond scope. The volume of alcohol that you're consuming is absolutely destroying your liver. And when Dr. Phill says that you are close to death, I mean, even though you're talking and you're understanding what we're saying, that doesn't reflect what's happening internally. Physiologically, your body is probably 100 years old.
So you understand, there are things you can't see that are going on with him that are important. Okay, now, I would like to introduce someone who wanted to be a part of the show today for Todd. I want to welcome Sandra Diaz. She is a two-time winner of Survivor. Sandra's right here. Sandra, say hello.
Sandra. I love you, Sandra, so much.
It's gonna be okay, all right?
You're the most wonderful person ever.
Oh, you have to pay attention and do the right thing, okay?
Thank you so much.
Oh, I love you.
Oh, thank you.
Sit back.
Okay, we got him. Sandra, you can go back to your seat. Thank you, Sandra, for being here. Todd actually called you 4 days ago, right? He was crying, saying that
Friday.
rehab is just not working. He was out of money. He was just at the bottom of the barrel. True?
It's true. He called me and I said, Todd, you can come to my house. You don't need any money to come here. I'll help you as best as I can. We'll figure something out. If the treatments weren't working, maybe something, I don't know what I was going to do, but if he needed help, then I said, come to my house.
But he didn't come because, what did he say?
He said he was going to talk to his mom and get back to me. That was his response.
I just loved her because she
glad.
helped me because she's very, very, very blunt.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
very blunt.
I'm like Blunt's big brother. Okay?
Well, and I can be blunt back.
All right, here's the deal.
Okay, what's the deal?
You don't have the right to do what you're doing.
Right.
You don't have the right to kill yourself. You don't have the right to keep abusing yourself the way you're doing. You don't have the right to break her heart, his heart, her heart. You don't have the right to break your sister Kimmy's heart. You don't have the right to do that. What you have to do is step up and get yourself straight. And the only way you're going to do that is to get yourself into the right kind of treatment program. You have to be willing to do whatever you have to do to get a grip and get yourself under control. You owe it to yourself, you owe it to your family, and it's something that cannot be put off 1 minute further. You can't just stop drinking.
I agree,
if you stop
because
drinking,
if
you
you
could
see
kill
this,
yourself. I do see it.
This is what I do when I get really nervous.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's what I'm doing is I'm listening to you and getting really nervous.
I'm going to let him soak up a little of what I've said. And he has said that he won't go to rehab. He wants to do this on his own. Well, his blood alcohol level today alone is 0.263. So I'm going to tell him what I think about that and what I think he deserves when we get back. We've been talking to 28-year-old Todd Herzog and his family. Now, Todd won Survivor China 6 years ago, and he was on top of the world. Todd and his family say winning Survivor was one of the best things that ever happened to Todd. But now, as he is literally killing himself with alcohol, with ER visits and blood alcohol levels as high as 0.582, Todd's life is literally hanging in the balance. I mean, that's what we're dealing with. Here's what I want you to agree to do. I asked somebody to come here today. It's Steve Thomason. Steve, raise your hand, say hello. This is Steve Thomason right here. He is the director of the Arbor Treatment Center. He's here today because I want him, along with his nurse, to take you from here today to that treatment center to get you not only detoxified, but to also work on every element that you need to deal with that drives this drinking. This is not just a simple situation for you. It's more than just alcohol. What did you ask me?
What day?
Today. Now. Today.
Oh, good Lord. Okay.
You go from here with them to there. Steve, what do you want to say?
Just that the Arbor, this is what we do. You know, it's obvious that Todd needs treatment, but so does the family. And one of the things we are so good at is working with the family as well.
I want you leaving here today, and you're going to be gone for a good while. You understand that? I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
How long is a good while?
A good while.
A good while is a long time to me because I got a lot of stuff going on in my life.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You have one thing to do.
I for
and that's
sure
to stay
do.
alive.
Is what I will say.
You have one thing to do, and that's to stay alive and stay healthy. There is no other priority but that one. Nothing else matters but you staying alive and getting yourself healthy.
And I will get myself healthy. I'm glad to be here. Like, I'm very, very proud to be here, to be honest with you.
And I'm going to ask him to look me in the eye and make a commitment that I'll hold him to right after the break. Todd, you and I have been talking, and I want to be very clear. I think you have a really good heart. I think you realize that these people love you unconditionally.
And I'm willing to do whatever I can do to actually make myself okay.
And this is not going to be easy, but
No.
you are capable of doing this.
How long do I have to go?
You're going to be gone for at least 90 days, and probably a lot longer
dog.
than that.
Seriously?
Seriously.
90 days?
And understand that 90 days
And
may
that's
well
over
just
Christmas,
be the beginning.
And that's over my birthday.
It's over your Christmas, it's over birthday, it's over a lot of things.
Well, shoot dog is all I have to say.
At least you'll be alive for it, Todd.
That's right. You leave here today, you go there, we get you right, and then you come back out here and tell us how you're doing. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Okay?
Fair enough.
Deal? I want to thank all of my guests today. A special thanks to Debbie and Brandon of Vital Intervention Professionals, VIP Recovery, for their help in getting Todd here today. You guys didn't have...
These two.
We didn't
They're
give you...
wonderful.
Yeah, we
so
didn't...
thank them.
We didn't...
And Sandra.
We didn't give you guys much chance to say anything here when you were out here today, but it was all about you on tape while you were upstairs, so people heard from these guys plenty. Are they great or what, these two? Let me tell you. Debbie, how glad are you to see him in this stool here?
I am so glad to see you here because you are a day away from death.
How glad do you see him in this stool
I'm
here?
real glad to see you here because you really need this. I mean,
don't make me cry.
Body's shutting down. You want to get this done? Don't worry about part 2. Let's get you to part 3.
All right, also special thanks to Dr. Ian Smith and to Dr. Robert Jackson, Glenn's orthopedic surgeon, who graciously rescheduled Glenn's hip surgery so he could be here today for Todd. So we really thank him as well. And a very, very special thank you to the Arbor Treatment Center for this life-saving opportunity for this deserving young man. For more information on today's show, please go to drphill.com. Thanks for being here so long. Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot. So good. Appreciate it. Dr. Smith, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you.